Man, oh yeah, that
No
was
Vaseline.
All right, we up. We up.
fight
Best
bookies.
rap
We
was
here.
on
We
ever.
here.
What's good?
Back at it again.
Oh,
You
man.
already know.
Let's get this thing going, man. Let's go.
Oh man,
I'm Marcus.
we were supposed to be live at the amateur fights, man. Shout out to that terrible place with their terrible Wi-Fi.
Oh man, yeah, we was
So
supposed to
we
be
supposed to
going
do it live, man. We know we promised y'all something.
I'm Marcus. We were supposed to be live at the amateur fights. Oh, we going? It sounds good. So we like, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Y'all good?
Yep,
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Introductions.
yep.
Introduction.
Hey, I'm Marcus. Ohio runs boxing, and I'm one of the fight bookies.
I mean, fight bookie himself, King Jomo himself, man. I've been muted and controlled in my introduction, so you know what I mean. To my right, you have
$1 Million Flight, $1 Million Boxing Promotions. I'm your favorite fight bookie.
And it's your boy Alex. Fried again. This technical stuff be killing us, but we getting it down, y'all. We getting it down.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got the amateur boxing event last weekend up there in Hilliard, man. They have some real great championship bouts, man, and we need to have more shows down here. So shout out to Ryan, Rising Stars, promotion what he's doing, man. And I wish we would have went live then. You know, we had some technical difficulties up there, so but it was a good showing, man.
it was.
I think
it was a
Alex,
good show.
you stayed for a couple of fights, man.
I was shocked, man. He stayed around.
trying to
Why?
leave.
Tell me what you
He was
thought.
trying
What
to
you
Why
thought?
why you shocked?
Every
I
time,
love
every-
boxing.
Every time
What
I try
you
to leave,
talking
he was
about?
like, "I'm about to watch this next one."
Yeah.
I'm about
It's
to
not
leave,
because I
but
don't
I'm
like
about to watch
boxing,
this
you
next
know.
one.
Shoot.
You a busy man.
I was hungry. I was
Yeah,
hungry.
he
so,
was like, "I'm leaving. Wait, let me see. This
Yeah.
one looks like it's gonna be good."
Yeah,
And
no,
shout
that
out
was
to-
fine.
Shout out to Ryan. You know what I mean? Dicky Pose. He did great showing, man. Great show, man. He does a lot for the community, man. And me and Flight have a lot of discussions about how he's perceived in the boxing world in Ohio, man. But I'll speak for myself on this one, man. Solid gentleman, stand-up guy, man. He's doing a lot, man. It's not a bad gym to be affiliated with. He's not a bad dude to get involved with, man, by no means.
Absolutely. And speaking on Ryan, he will be one of our guests today. So we'll give y'all an opportunity to see the type of person we're talking about. Without further ado, we're going to get right into the show, man.
Full discllaimer, I didn't know he's going to be on the show.
Yeah,
I'll take
man.
all that
I'm
shit
Right
put-
on
back.
to
That's
it.
funny.
I'll take all
Let me
that
say
shit
this real
back.
quick. Let me say this real quick.
I don't like you, Ryan.
I think I told you. I don't know if y'all found out, but KJ and Tiger gonna be sparring soon. So I was giving y'all.
Oh, word.
Tiger Johnson.
Giving y'all the heads up.
Little inside information. See what your bookies do
you know
for
what
you.
I'm saying?
See what your bookies do
Getting
for
Tiger, prepared. So I set that
you.
up.
See
It's
what
gonna be
bookies
dope.
do.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
Let y'all come and see it, man.
Yeah, I mean, before we get into it, I mean, we got a couple new features that everybody can see. We got a facelift. We still improving. Screen looking a little better. Callers can call in. I mean, you can get on the stream and vote now. If you see to the right, bookie bets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all options that you can bet on for these fights and pick who you think is going to win.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So y'all ready to get to it?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Let's get into it. Man.
All right.
First
We're
topic.
gonna start the rundown. Once it's get on the screen, it's a few topics that since we missed our show last week, we're gonna start off going right into Ryan and Tank, man. So just the results of our predictions that we made last week or 2 weeks ago, and the outcome, man. Let's start, man. Do the bookies know what we talking about?
Absolutely.
I think it's safe to say that we know what we talking about.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. No, I personally was right. I called it. No, I'm saying I was wrong. I did have Garcia winning the first 3 rounds. Because I assumed Tank would start slow, which actually did start slow, but the flash knockdown.
Did you?
I did have him winning the first 3 rounds.
Where'd you put your money though?
Hold on. You know, Ryan got knocked down in the second. You
Yeah,
still
you got
Yeah.
down in a
No.
second.
Oh, you just went with
I
the bet.
had-
The bets.
I had,
Okay,
yeah,
I got
the
you.
bets, my actual betting.
Me too.
but
I would have. I bet that.
I picked that Ryan would
Me too.
win the first 3 rounds because I banked on Tank starting slow, which was going according to plan. Then, you know what I mean, power changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Me being biased, I'm cheering this shit, forgetting I'm losing money. Oh shit!
Yes,
let's
that's
go.
that
Damn, I
definitely
lost money, but it was
Right,
only
right,
a couple of bucks. But for the overall, I came out on the positive, the plus positive side. You know what I mean? Overall, the Tank win the knockout prediction. You know what I mean? If you go back to our former shows, which is available on all streaming platforms, you want to go back, look at the past episodes, you see how correct I was.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I hit the nail on the head. I bet for a 7-round knockout with Tank. I also put money on two knockdowns. You know, I seen it. I said it. If you look back on the footage, I said I see Tank catching Ryan with a punch that he's gonna get back up from, and then the second one is gonna be the one that ends the fight. I want to say on the last show I said round 8, just because I wanted to bet on the over under, but the over under went up, so I didn't see it going past to 9 rounds, so I didn't put money on that. I just stuck with 7 rounds, and it paid off. So yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah,
Good shit.
good for you. And we touched on that the week before that. On shout out to KJ bringing up that body shot. My goodness.
Right, KJ called it.
He called it to the T. He said
called it
7th
to
round and
7
body
round-
shot.
7 round
Shout out to
body shot.
KJ.
Shout out to
I'm
him.
disappointed
Trying to take my
because
job.
I had it going. I said the 8th round, 7 to 8th round too, but then I got talked out of it by a friend. Said I think it's gonna be over early, and then I'm like, wow, you know what? He brought up some good points, and he tricked me. That's why you got to stand on your square sometimes, because you can get persuaded, you know, by people. And I got persuaded, man. I thought it was gonna be. I bet it early, man, and got me. Should have just went with that, but it still was a good fight. I still felt like, man, he was gonna be in the 8th. But you can get persuaded sometimes. So stick with your gut. You know what I mean? Sometimes, because you get opinions from people who don't even know about the sport that much.
That's a fact.
That would
The
throw you
casuals
back.
always got
That
the
would
most to
throw
say.
you. That would throw you to the side, man. It was crazy, man. Bringing all type of antics from sparring stories. Who did this? I mean, I heard the testosterone. I mean, what's the testosterone cream?
yeah.
All that, man.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
all that.
Yeah, niggas are talking crazy.
Right, but that was it. But yeah, it was definitely a good fight. But I didn't get to get the money on it.
Yeah, I bet the under. And I bet a draw, like I said on video. So I won on one of them and lost on the other. Under came through. I didn't bet around. I should have bet round 7 like I knew to bet on, but I didn't bet on it. So.
What round did you have it winning though? Right? I mean, if
we were saying
of a
7
draw,
to 9.
7 to 9.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
pick a
how it
round,
was.
but
That's
I
how
was
it was,
thinking
7
7, but it was 7 to 9. Pretty much was what I was gonna bet on, but I just bet the under instead and bet a draw.
I also put money on the draw too. I think I put a couple balls because it was such a big.
No, I definitely did too.
It was such a.
I cashed out early though. After the end of the first round, I cashed out just because I know with the knockdown, he has an uphill battle after that. After that knockdown, it wasn't going to get any easier for him. So a draw to me was out of the picture. So I went ahead and cashed out early.
Okay. We got about 30 seconds on this one.
Okay. So
All right, listen.
Go ahead.
The fight went as expected. You know, we all predicted Tank. We all went with Tank. But you know, we'd be lying if it wasn't a little piece of us, a little yelling voice in the vocal minority in our brain that said, you know, Garcia might do it. He took the fight early. He tested himself. I commend him for taking it. And when as we go, I'm more concerned where Garcia goes from here.
So with that being said, going into the next segment, what do y'all think is next? What is next for Ryan and Tank? What are the next fights? What are the next moves, business moves? You know, where do they go from here?
I think, well, for me, I say this. I think I like a friendly fight with Ryan Garcia at 140 and bring Brian Cobbs. Flair, was it Blair?
Flair to Flair.
Bring him down.
Bring him down to 144, probably like a catch weight. And it'd be a fun fight. I think Ryan will look good against him, but I think that'll be a fun fight because he's going to talk junk, and we're going to forget about the Tank when you got a guy like Blair to Flair talking a lot of junk.
Do you think that he has to prove himself? Because to me, Blair to Flair is
he be the former champion. Just be Maurice Hooker.
To me,
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying
that's a 140 pounder though. If you think about it,
yeah,
Maurice Hooker.
Yeah. But my thing is, you want somebody that's gonna bring some entertainment,
excitement to the fight. Yeah, you're right.
Hank Lundy did that with Terrence Crawford. I drove 10 hours because of Hank Lundy, knowing that Terrence Crawford was gonna beat him. But the junk that he was talking, it brought me to the arena.
You're right.
Let me ask you something, man. There's something that kind of goes in with the whole boxing and all that. Ryan Garcia's social media presence, all that stuff. Can he carry a promotion?
I think he can. I mean, that's what a lot of people
can really carry a promotion.
You got to understand, man. The fan base, man. The casuals do not care. They take a liking or a disliking to a fighter, and that's all it takes.
And that's what I'm saying for the casuals. Does he have enough appeal? You know what I mean?
Yes.
To draw. You
That's
think
what
so?
sold this
Absolutely.
Yeah, he
fight.
does.
That's what
Absolutely.
sold this fight.
They said it was what we got 1 point.
I don't know.
1.2.
1.4 buys.
Tank's
yo, let me-
highest
let me tell
before
you,
this was
put it this way,
200,000.
When you walk by the screen and Ryan's on the screen, you stop to hear what he got to say.
Absolutely
Nah,
Because
not.
we stop when Broner talk. Like,
We're
what the
we're
fuck is he
Yeah.
talking about?
we're not casuals though.
Right.
You know what I mean? He has
Yeah,
a
but we
social
seen it from a
media
certain-
presence. You have to think of the people who follow him. So many other reasons outside of boxing.
And why?
It could be
Model.
a number of reasons.
Because I said,
Right.
I can't tell you,
Women-
but I don't
99% of your
I
fans
don't
wear
give a
high
fuck how
heels.
pretty he- I don't give a fuck how pretty he is. That shit. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But that
I
brings
wanna-
the fans.
people.
Yeah.
It does. But do he really bring fans?
That 1
Let
point.
me ask you this.
Listen,
No,
we
he
talking
brought
about
fans.
That's a good
Well, he
question. Who's more responsible
well,
for
he
the 1.2
well, he
million? Tank or
continue-
Ryan? Who do y'all
Yeah,
think?
that's exactly. Could he continue to draw fans in? Because Mexico done cut
Let's
him
keep it
off.
real. Most of the black people didn't pay for them pay-per-views.
Come on, man.
They was
You don't
they
think
was
so?
using that fire sticks.
They got something. I ain't gonna say most.
We
but
did.
yeah, I know
We
what
did
you're
what
saying.
we
I know what
had.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you're saying though. But I think
A lot of them did.
I seen a lot of
Yeah.
people that I personally experienced was ordering the fight.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
it
good-
was.
I think we showed up for this fight. a
Yeah,
little
actually.
Yeah,
bit,
that's
you
a
know
fact.
what I'm
I
saying?
take that back. I take that back.
Yeah.
But again, I think Ryan does. You said Mexico was cutting him off or whatever, but I think he has a great
Something
fan.
crazy.
I think he's not up there with the Jake Pauls. He's crossed over with Jake Paul where they did content together.
Yeah.
And again, when you got guys like that lose, they can afford to lose.
Can he?
Because
I don't
yeah.
think he can.
Jake,
Can he?
Jake,
Who's
You know
that?
how many
Jake
Ryan
lost,
Garcia?
and
Ryan.
he's going to be right back in the mix.
Quick,
This
quick.
is why we work. The chemistry is great because that's going into my next question.
Mhm.
Did Garcia lose more than the fight?
No, I don't think so.
Did he gain? Did he win this fight? When I mean, not the decision, not did he win? Did he win anything here?
I don't think he
Let me
won
tell
it, but
you
I don't
something.
think he lost.
But-
I think a lot
Let
of
me
people
tell-
because
Fuck
he
outta here.
lost a
Garcia
lot of
lost a
fans.
lot.
Because a lot of people just said, "See, he's not as good as people think he was." That's what I get.
Yeah.
I swear, he's now became a social media fighter instead of like everything that he's
Exactly.
done
That's
No.
up until that moment. I've argued with people. I'm just like, please don't forget about this man's track record.
Yeah, but I
What
think
track
people,
record?
my thing is.
You said his
people-
track record?
No, people
He's
are
been fighting
Listen,
for
no,
his whole
people
life.
are prisoners of the moment.
Mhm.
We do this all the time. They said this with Adrian Broner. Every time Broner came back, they still wanted to see him. He lost 4 times. He still had that attraction. I think with Ryan, that's almost going to be the same exact thing. They're going to talk about, oh, he lost when he came with the tank, the biggest fight of his career, but they're going to still want to see this kid fight. And I think
Right.
another thing is why I think he won is because people are going to sit back and say, this is when fighters start fighting each other. When Ryan and Tank went in that ring,
Mhm.
now we're starting to go get the fights we want to see. And it took Ryan to
Right.
really push that.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
what they're gonna
So-
say.
So with that being said, let's go in the tank because we
When
didn't even
Ryan
get the
got his
touch on
ass
it.
whipped,
Yeah, we got about
is when
30
they start
seconds.
fighting each other.
Go
We
ahead.
got 30 seconds. Next for Tank, if you ask me personally, I want to see Tank rematch for Isaac Cruz, just because that fight went the distance. He hurt himself, but I want you to prove that you can beat
Mhm.
a pit bull in the ring.
Convincingly? Is that what you
Convincingly.
want? Okay.
That's what I want to see next.
I think I like that fight too. I like that fight because it's the safe. It's the
Yeah.
same side of the street. Let top ranking their fighters handle their side of the
Mhm.
fence and let see who come out on top. I ain't fighting every one of them. I said the same thing with Canelo when everybody wanted Canelo to fight this guy, and all of them line up. No, y'all line up against each other, and I see who come out on top, and I take those challenges.
All right,
All
perfect segue. We on Canelo Ryder.
Hold on. What about Cruz and Garcia?
That's a good
That's
fight.
but that's a cross promotion. I don't think they're gonna do that.
I know. I mean, but we.
I mean, it's a
We
good.
trying to put a universe. Why not
I
that?
get it. I mean,
Why not that? But you're right. Go on.
Yeah,
I like
I
it.
fuck with it.
So Canelo and Ryder, I don't have much to say. I'm gonna let y'all
Yeah,
go.
this
I'm gonna let
is-
y'all go ahead and handle that. We're gonna go talk about the money. You come back to me with that.
I mean, along with this, I think what we should discuss is Canelo still the face of boxing. I mean, this is an easy one. Canelo versus Ryder. We know the money line. I mean, it's easy. Bet on Canelo. Bet the
Yeah.
under. He's gonna knock him the fuck out. Ryder has nothing for that man, unfortunately. And it's funny because he kind of, if you look at his style, he kind of like postures like Canelo, but has none of Canelo's skills.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
You know. But what y'all think?
I think this is why we watch the fights. This
Mhm.
is why we watch boxing. I think he is a heavy underdog.
Yeah.
Ryder has been on the underdog position before when beating Danny Jacobs, but then again, people will try to discredit that win by saying, "Well, Danny Jacobs was on his way out and he hasn't been looking good lately." I get it. It's still a good win for Ryder. I had this argument with a couple people saying Ryder has got better wins than Demetrius and Charlo on his resume, and that's saying a lot when it comes to those great fighters, huh?
So it's kind of true.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot because that doesn't mean he's better than them. That just means he just fought a better opponent, a worthy opponent. But my thing is, I think Canelo is definitely going to win this fight, but we still got to watch it. It can be something crazy can happen, and that's the thing. But I just think Canelo is definitely going to beat Ryder. But I'm watching. I'm definitely watching. I give him about. I don't know if he's gonna stop him.
He got to go in the distance. Ryder is tough.
Huh?
Yeah.
Ryder's tough. I don't see, but that's what I'm saying. People will say, I ain't never heard of this fighter, I ain't never seen him, so Canelo will stop him. No, Canelo still got to gain more confidence because he lost to Bivol. He beat Triple G, and everybody was saying, hey, but Triple G was old. So, he still got to start finding his rhythm again. So, could he stop Ryder? Yeah, he probably could, but I think Ryder going to go the distance with him. I think it's going to be
that's
one
not
of those.
A bad bet.
Yeah, I think he's going the distance. I got Canelo on this decision by decision.
Okay.
If I had to put my money on something, I'll probably put my money on 7 to 10, 7 to 12. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
it's not
that's broad.
It is. It's an option though. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like I'm really not too familiar with Ryder. I try to do my homework. I try to see if there is a safe bet. You know what I mean? This is all over the place. You know what I mean? Like I look at the Caleb Plant fight and I watch him wear Caleb Plant down. You know what I mean? This Mexican Independence Day. I think he want to give his fans a show, so I think he might draw it out just a little bit just to give the people their money's worth. And then possibly seventh, eighth round. It might get him up out of there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm betting the under, man. It's Cinco de Mayo weekend, and Canelo is his strongest at 168. If you ever want to see a knockout, I mean this is the way that he does it at. Ryder is tough. He went 12 with Callum Smith. We all know what happened with Canelo and Callum.
He went the distance with Callum too, I believe.
Who's that?
Canelo.
No,
stop Callum.
That was first round, I think. Yeah, Callum was his first. I remember he stopped him with a body shot.
That was Liam, wasn't it?
Was it Liam?
Yeah, I think that was Liam.
Callum Smith didn't go 12. He stopped Callum.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Ryder's earned his ass whooping. He's done.
He been asking for it though. Listen, I did my homework just a little bit. He been asking for it. You know what I mean? He get an opportunity. And that's what we watch the sport for. You never know.
Vocally.
You know what I mean? I'm ready to see somebody really whoop on Canelo outside of Floyd, to be honest. Like,
Man.
Well, I think Bivol did it. He just didn't do it. I think Bivol gave him a nice little, whooping.
But enough of an ass whooping.
Not that bad, because that's why you still want to see Canelo.
Right.
Canelo got the Broner effect. He didn't lose, but he didn't lose like we wanted to do.
Yes, and that's what I was alluding to before. I don't think Garcia just lost. I think he got beat. And I think he beat, you know what I mean?
Nah, he
I would be surprised with the whole.
Who's that?
Garcia.
Yeah,
Ryan
he
Garcia?
lost and he got beat. Canelo lost. He didn't necessarily get beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I say beat, I mean he took, what belongs to you now belongs to me. Ryder earned his ass up, and he like, listen, I'm gonna talk my shit. You know what I mean? Which I encourage. I put a solid enough resume to justify why I'm here. Now Canelo's gonna punch me in my face, and then we're gonna watch a knockout. It's gonna be like, yay. It's not gonna be a huge. It's not gonna be a huge win for us on the betting side because all the numbers and all the odds are gonna be all swayed one way. You're more likely to win on some. It went the distance. He ran something like that. But it is what it is. Ryder, you earned this ass whooping. I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? You're gonna get a paycheck. If you talk your shit and you fought enough, you did enough that it justifies this fight happening. And like Brethren said, Cinco de Mayo, whatever it is, man, I don't give a fuck. But he gonna beat him up for it, and we gonna enjoy it.
Right. So if y'all see the odds going across the bottom, we're gonna go next into the betting odds. So the money line for this fight, Canelo is a negative 1,600, and Ryder is a positive 800. So if Ryder pulls it off, you gonna get paid. You know what I mean? So, like you said, Al, did you say you was gonna bet the over under for this one?
Yeah, I'm bet the under.
Okay, you gonna bet the under?
I think he's gonna stop him.
So the under is a negative 115.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Are you gonna stack any bets with that one? You know, because with a negative 115, I don't think you're gonna get you ain't gonna make no money. So
Nah, I
what
mean,
do
I
you
might
see
put
with
a
that?
little bag on it though. I ain't gonna say the number, but
Ooh.
I'm pretty confident that that's gonna happen.
Okay,
And I'm gonna bet something I ain't gonna be salty that I lose either.
I got
In
you.
case Ryder does show up, but I think
Again,
I think he get knocked out.
Like I call those the lunch money bets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lunch money bets?
You know, 10. You know, that's some little lunch.
No,
money
it's
bets.
gonna be.
No,
I'm
I'm
playing
saying,
a
listen.
little bit different money, so
Yeah.
it's about to be a little different.
So,
Those
if I
are
was you,
those are half court shots.
Yeah.
why not stack them though? Like stack
Like, what you
Canelo
mean?
Alvarez. So with the under bet, why
Mhm.
not stack it with? I believe you'll be able to stack it with the decision being TKO or
Oh, okay,
KO.
okay, yeah.
You can stack it. You know
Yeah.
that one's a negative 350, and then stack that negative 118 with the decision.
Right.
You know what I mean? It might do a little bit better for you.
Right.
So, but that's just one outcome. The draw outcome, positive 2,200.
Never.
2,200.
Again, lunch money
I
bets.
mean, but it
bet
just
less
shows
money
you.
on
Lunch
that.
money bet.
It
Yeah.
just shows you though, like the odds of it. You know what I mean?
That's good though. That's good.
What do
'cause
y'all
that
think?
gets
What do
you-
y'all think the probability of this becoming a draw? What has to happen for it to be a draw? What does
Canelo
Ryder
has
have
to
to
be
do?
weight drained coming from 178, which is only one weight division, and
and
just
that's
be
the weight bothering him.
the
coming
weight
back
bothering
down.
coming back
That's a
down.
good
That's
point.
that's it.
That's it.
Having an effect.
You can have the
Yeah.
flu, maybe. I don't know anything. COVID. I don't know.
I mean, everything. You don't
Some
know
type of other-
everything.
it could be some
Everything
type of other
always
shit.
happens in
Yeah.
camp, and you find it out after the fight.
Right.
Because,
You never know. He could have had flu, and
He
then once the
gonna have
draw,
to.
those kids get
yeah.
sick.
Nothing
Okay.
stops that man.
But
Remember
you-
we found out his brother was tied up
Can
in
we bet
Mexico
some
or something?
extraordinary
Mhm.
circumstances?
You remember that?
I know.
Somewhere shit gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Again, it makes great financial wisdom. They say to bet a couple of dollars. A couple of dollars has no effect on your life at all. If I say bet $3 on the draw, $10 has no effect on your life, but it has the potential to pay off. It's worth that. Shoot it from half court sometime to go in.
Mhm.
But yeah, Christian Leighton not making another shot, y'all. I might want to hear that shit. Listen, we're gonna go Canelo. This is again. I always say
Showcase. You think
Flight doesn't
showcase
gamble.
fights? Oh,
Flight
okay.
doesn't
Flight
gamble. She
doesn't
makes
gamble.
bets.
Nah.
She's gonna
Bets.
stack it and everything.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna all. I'm gonna go Canelo. Round 7, 6 or 7. I don't know exactly what it is. I haven't looked yet, and that's a shame on my part. But you're gonna walk him down. You're gonna beat on him for a while. Then you're gonna put him out of his misery. You know what I mean?
So you got stoppage.
Yeah, we stopping it.
Stopping it early. Over or under for you? Was it?
Marcus. Oh, I caught the under.
Was it?
Yeah.
It is the
Under
8.5. So
yeah.
under 9 rounds
Yep.
or
Oh,
over
yeah.
9 rounds.
That's the safe bet.
I'm going under.
Yeah.
He
Under
ain't gonna
bet.
be there long. What the fuck?
I
Hell
think
no.
he
He's about to
is.
beat him
I
up.
think Ryder gonna be
Listen.
long.
What?
So you going over?
Yeah.
You basing that
I'm
off of the Jacobs fight, aren't you?
No, I'm not just really basing it. I just think sometimes my thing. Listen, my thing is when you
On
fight it.
Mexico Day?
Listen, that's my point. That's my point. When you fighting a guy, the pressure's on Canelo, not Jay Ryder. I'm gonna box.
believe
I'm
that.
gonna
It
stay on the
is. He-
outside. I'm gonna make it frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clinch him up when he wants to get on the inside and work me. I can make it. I can last. I'm near the. When a fighter is there to last, 9 times out of 10, they last.
Yeah. He English though.
He ain't doing that shit.
He English
he
like
coming
like
in,
Billy
he wanna
Joe.
make a statement. He don't want to beat him. He
I'm
wanna
just
beat him.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that check. I already got the check, so the check is already signed. I'm just all
gonna
I gotta
survive.
do.
Once
And
you get
listen,
the first bag, you
I've-
go on to the next.
I've never seen so many fighters happy to survive in my life. I done seen a couple of them just happy. They made it 12 so they can tell their grandkids they went the distance.
Right.
That shit is great for the movies and Thanksgiving dinner. The reality of this shit, he gonna beat him up.
He
Hey,
beat
He's
you
gonna
fuck
beat
up.
him up.
Y'all know
and
something
Ryder
else
earns
that's
his
great
ass
for
whooping.
boxing though?
What's up?
These fights that we got coming up.
For sure.
Going right into the next segment, man. We got Haney and
Loma.
Lomachenko. Come on now, let's
May
talk about
20th.
it. Let's talk
May
about
20th.
it.
Let's talk about it.
I actually said, let me say this. I actually said if Devin Haney stops Lomachenko, it would be better than Tank's stoppage over Ryan.
No, that's a fact.
That would be
Yeah.
Nobody was
Because
impressed.
nobody expected
No,
that.
no
Oh,
boxing,
yeah.
no true boxing fans was impressed by what happened. I'm gonna be
by,
real. With,
by
Tank
Tank and
and-
Ryan.
Because
We
that's
weren't
nobody was
surprised. I was
Yeah.
impressed. I'm not surprised.
okay,
I was
that's what I meant to
impressed.
say.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
surprised. We weren't
He
surprised by
wasn't-
that.
yeah, he wasn't
So that's
shocked.
what I mean by
He
Devin.
wasn't
I think
shocked.
Devin, and it's more of a prestige. I use this word a lot, prestige knockout, because he's knocking out the more accomplished fighter. Devin is when it comes to Ryan and Lomachenko.
Right.
You see
Lomachenko
what I'm
too
saying?
old.
So
I mean,
what's the chances of that though?
Lomachenko
'Cause
too old.
the chances of that's really high. That's really high. That's really high. That's what I say.
I don't think he's too. I don't think we know yet. Like people keep saying Loma's old, but they're basing it off of the Jermaine. What's his name? Jermaine Ortiz fight, which he was out the war for a year, coming back from being in the Ukraine for a year. Then he has a bad fight against a tough fighter. You know what I mean? And still won.
Let's go. His ass wasn't on the front lines. He was in somebody's office.
He was still away for a year though.
Yeah, he was in the front lines shooting his gun. He wasn't out in the street.
Yeah, he was cook. He was a chef. He was a chef.
chef.
But he was still gone a year cooking.
Hey, we got to give him credit. I mean, we said the same thing with what's his name, Nicholas Walters when he lost to Lomachenko.
He quit on the chair.
Yeah, but he was out for a year too.
Yeah,
I mean,
no disrespect to him. I mean, whatever, but still, at the same time,
he never came back to boxing.
Right, he quit.
I think I'm more interested in that fight. It has name recognition. It's going to draw in the case. Canelo was going to draw in some. This one's going to draw in all the casuals, not just some of it, not just the Canelo fan casuals.
Loma and Haney?
Yeah.
Nah,
you don't think so?
No.
You don't think so? It is. I believe it.
Casuals was Ryan Garcia and Tank.
Because I think
debated about that.
Casuals don't know neither one of these guys.
Nobody knows. Casuals know
they know Haney. They do. Like black casuals kind of know Haney
because he fuck with India Love.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Bringing the casuals in from overseas.
Listen,
and then this guy, who's he dating? What's the broad name again?
Oh, Devin Haney. India Love.
They broke up.
They broke up, but
I don't know why I know that, but I know that bullshit.
But no. Listen, I think this is Devin. It's not one. It's not one of those fights where
TMZ.
Yeah, we fight bookies. We ain't about to.
Yeah, it's one of those fights where no one is gonna be saying, "Oh man, Devin is fighting."
Side note, she thick as fuck.
Thick? That shit is bought, man. She bought that off the shelf.
She bought it. That's still thick. All right.
But yeah, Devin, that's one of those fights. Devin, I think it's not one of those fights where we say, "Oh man, Devin fight for the week." Everybody, hey, Devin fight. It's like hardcore. We like, hey, this is the fight.
This is the
fight.
Man.
This is
we gonna enjoy.
We starting to see
the
big names fight each other. I ain't gonna say the best versus the best. I'm gonna say the big names fight each other.
I think this is best versus the best.
This is, but I'm just going off.
That is the deception. That is the perfect. I'm sorry, cut out. That's the perfect way to describe the casuals. She said we are not watching necessarily the best fight the best. We are watching. Say it again.
The big names.
That was Tank Garcia.
The Tank. That was everybody was like, "This is it." It's not. That wasn't it. But this is.
That was beautiful and well said. Right. That is the absolute truth, man.
Yeah,
I think this fight.
Bookie shit in a nutshell.
I think this fight should be bet for the long range. I think it's going to the distance. I think it's going to be more technical chess match. I don't really see.
It's going to be beautiful.
I don't really see.
Oh,
I mean, now listen. No, don't get me wrong. It can be beautiful for the hardcores. Now we hardcores,
right.
And it can be boring to the casuals because they don't know what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of angles being moved in here, switching, and just like he said, beautiful technique of boxing. Seeing setting traps. So that's what I would like to see in this fight, man. I want to see somebody who's going to step up the gear and push forward, man, in this fight.
Yeah, the sweet science will be on display.
We got Ryan Dickey in the green room, guys.
Yeah. Nah, he's gonna be hanging out. I told him we got 5 more minutes. He's hanging out.
The sweet science on we display. I want his opinion on this upcoming fight. So Ryan, if you can hear us, man.
Oh no, not yet. Let's did we ever? Is there another opponent for Rolly? I know his last opponent dropped out. What's going on with that?
Rolly should fight Garcia.
I was just gonna say that. That's perfect.
Keep putting Garcia. The man just got body shot.
Yeah, he need to go ahead.
He don't need to fight Rolly.
He need to fix home first before he come outside.
Rolly fight Santa Cruz.
No, I still
everybody Tank beat up should go fight.
Didn't Rolly hurt him in the gym? Like, ain't there sparring footage of Rolly?
I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that. Yeah. He need to stay the fuck home.
He need to listen. He need
to stay home. I'm just being honest,
Rolly
man.
got his check. Rolly got a nice check. Rolly's a nice little interview.
I don't think he's impressed by the money though. He wants to be the best. Rolly.
I'm sorry, God.
Rolly
likes to be
trash.
around. I like Rolly.
Next topic.
Next topic. Pound for pound. Let's get to the fight
again.
Huh?
Rolly what?
He's trash. He's basura. Oh, that's the only 2 languages I can speak that shit.
He's fun. He's fun to watch. He's gonna say something stupid.
Yeah.
He got a nice check, and he gets the VIP at all the fights.
Let him fight Blair.
Right.
Yeah, let Blair come
there
out
we
and fight
go.
2
Rolly
clowns.
should fight Cruz, so I can watch Cruz punch Rolly in his mouth.
That's a good ass fight though. On some real shit. Cruz
Blair
and Rolly.
Cruz and Rolly.
I like
Cruz
that.
and Rolly should do that shit.
2 come forward. Sluggers
punch each other.
All right,
I want to see Frank and Keyshawn.
All right,
pound for pound.
Pound for pound.
Top 10.
I want to see.
Yo, pound for pound, top 10.
Top 10. We got ESPN, Terrence Crawford, NOA, Usyk, Spence, Canelo still coming in at number 5.
Yes. It's a few
That's the
people after
ESPN
that.
top five?
They
Huh?
got Canelo
That's the
too
ESPN
high.
top five?
That's ESPN.
They got Canelo too high for me.
Yeah.
I think Canelo should be in the back. I know he's done a lot, but he should be in the back because he lost to Bivol.
Right.
Most of these guys that was in the top, that was number 1 and number 2, like Terrence Crawford, he hasn't lost, man. He moved up in weight classes and dominant. Anyway, there Usyk, I get it. I still don't like putting cruiserweights and heavyweights in the pound for pound, but I get it.
Mhm.
They want to, he moved to heavyweight, but he rehydrates to heavyweight every cruiserweight fight in his career. So I mean, what the heck? But I think what else you had? The list you had.
We had Crawford, NOA, Usyk, Spence, Canelo,
Demetri
I'm only seeing
Bivol.
the top 5. Yeah, Bivol.
Tyson Fury, which I don't like heavyweights in the top 5.
Yeah. Pound for pound.
Arthur Beterbiev, Shakur Stevenson. They finally put him in Devin Haney.
And they don't even have a Tank in there.
Yeah,
I don't think
he
Tank,
don't need to be in there.
I don't think Tank is in Ring magazine either.
Yeah, I know. I just heard somebody said Tank was in the top 10.
He's in the top 10 Ring.
Yeah.
Ring has
Ring has him number 10.
Ring. Who do they have number 1? They got somebody like
Usyk.
Number 1.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I got
Ring magazine is always
the
trash.
Ring is-
He says trash.
That shit is always trash.
It is.
Yeah, Ring is
But
always.
my thing is,
I'm gonna go on and put myself in there.
Tank get in the top 10 because he beat Ryan. Is that why they put him in the top 10? Like, I mean, I'm trying to understand. Like,
Let me see that real
pound
quick.
for pound.
Y'all don't believe that Tank should be in the top 10?
I think he
No.
should.
Yeah. What the hell is you
And
thinking?
I also
What are you
think
talking about?
Pound for pound.
Jamel Charlo should be in there too.
Jamel?
Jamel, yes. 154. Undisputed. How you
Yeah.
undisputed?
Jamel-
he got a
Jamel-
resume.
Jamel's
He
in the
is.
Ring
He
magazine.
is. I don't understand.
Jamel's in the Ring magazine.
You got to look at
He's
it
in
this
Ring
way.
magazine.
Ring magazine.
He's not in
Hold on,
ESPN
hold
though.
on. Y'all got to look at it this way. Are you putting Tank over Devin in the pound for pound?
Devin is undisputed.
Because that's what I'm saying. Pound for pound is based on
Who
the
has a
top
better
10.
resume though?
Devin is not on Ring.
I definitely say Tank.
Because
I
you
can say-
remember
I can ask. Yes, I definitely would say Tank. I can
6
definitely
months
say
ago,
Tank.
Devin was the email champ. Remember?
Yeah, but he still fought. He still fought.
He fought
Jose.
Kambosos.
No, he fought Kambosos. Before Kambosos, he fought JoJo.
Diaz,
And
yeah.
then he had the Gamboa. I mean, Gamboa's
Yeah,
old.
is Gamboa a resume anymore?
I mean, no. I mean, still something accomplished though.
Yeah.
It's about accomplishment. See,
So
one
Tank
thing
has
you can't-
Gamboa too.
One thing you can't
Not
do
the
is
best of the
debate
best, the biggest
accomplishment.
name, bro, the biggest
You
name,
can't.
right?
You can't debate accomplishments. That's one thing you can't do.
So who has the better
Okay,
resume,
now,
Haney or
the
Tank?
Accomplishments do diminish over time, right? Accomplishments
No.
could-
It
why
don't
not?
take from it. It
Nah.
just
Just take it.
it's gonna be more people that comes in and
Yeah.
Really?
Who has the better
outshine.
resume though?
At the time, this was a great
Haney
accomplishment.
and Tank.
At the time, it was a great accomplishment.
Tank got a better
Now,
resume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, it was a great accomplishment. Now you're beating that person.
It goes back
It's
to
like
what we
beat-
were
it's
talking
like
about
beating
earlier
number
though.
one, yeah.
Who has like we were talking about rappers. Is the person who sold the most albums the best rapper?
Like, sigh when I said that shit. You gotta hear that sigh.
But check it out. Is the person who sold the most albums the best rapper ever? Because that's more accomplished. Or Nas, who made Illmatic, I only sold 500,000. I don't even think it went gold.
I mean, it is. Now.
So how much weight do we put on accomplishments? Is what I'm
double
asking.
platinum. Now it's
You know
double,
what I'm saying?
now it's a double platinum album because it's to stand the test of time. So again, like I'm saying, so the accomplishment, it didn't lose. It's still critically acclaimed then, and then revisited.
Right.
It's still just. It's
But
even
somebody
more
might
critically
say-
acclaimed. So at the initial sales, yeah, but the
Yeah.
longevity different. So that's what I'm saying. Like the accomplishment was great at the moment. Now revisiting in 5 years from now, is it still a great accomplishment?
Because it depends on who
That's
you.
what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on who you face. If your opponent's still
Yeah,
doing
so-
good, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
sometimes that's
If
where.
you like beat up the big guy at the bounce at the club, and they're like, ooh, and then you feel like he lose every fucking week. Is it still
Yeah.
as impressive?
No, that's what.
Right.
Yeah, that's,
Dunking on Shaq and dunking on Sean Brady is Sean Brady is two different fucking things here.
Right.
But
Y'all ready
again,
to
I'm
bring-
sorry, we get the sidetrack and
y'all ready to
Flight
bring
gets to start
coaching?
bumping me and shit.
Right.
Stop-
Nah,
stop
I mean,
sidetracking the conversation.
That was a great rundown. I mean, we definitely
Yeah.
had a good segment. Shoot, I think we segue into the next, our guest speaker, Ryan Dickey. We're gonna bring him on.
All right, let's
He
do it.
is a coach, man. I'll let him tell your story when he get in here.
Okay.
Is the number on the screen all the other callers?
All right, he in. Coach is in.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's
good,
going on, man? How
What
you
up?
doing?
Doing well. Can't complain. How y'all doing?
We doing
Yeah.
good.
You good?
Absolutely good. Talk to us, man. What's going on with you?
Man, just left the gym. We had about 25 guys in the gym today sparring. Got some great
On a
rounds.
Sunday.
So it's a good day, man. Every Sunday we get a bunch of rounds in. So guys are looking good today.
Is it open sparring on Sunday?
Not open sparring. It's invite only.
Yeah. You gotta earn it,
It gets
y'all.
too busy in there. So, but we anybody who reaches out and wants to get work, we're always happy to have them come in. So
Yeah, after we check your resume. Don't just show up.
yeah, right,
Don't show up the local
yeah,
bartender. Don't show up to I want to fight. Take that shit
Right.
down the street.
right.
Hey, coach, this is Marcus. Let me ask you a question real quick. Have you had a
Yes,
guy
sir.
or have you had fighters come to your gym and spar, pretty much get, I ain't gonna say dominated, but didn't look too good, but changed the story when they left out?
Don't you ain't gotta say names.
I'm not
Just
saying that, like they changed it, their story. They start talking about sparring stories, and then you hear about it, and it's like, that didn't happen in here. So I don't know where he got that from.
Yeah, that's not uncommon. That's not uncommon, but I would say we do a good job of making sure nobody's getting beat on too bad in the gym. We guys if they're working with somebody who don't have the skill that they do, they work with them. Help them get better. So yeah, we don't have much toxic spar wars in the gym, but every once in a while a guy will definitely be on the losing end of a round, but when he's outside of the gym, he'll talk like, I was able to get this off and this off, and we know the true story. So there's enough accountability in the gym where you don't see it as much because we got 20 guys, we got 20 witnesses in there. So,
Right,
but yeah,
right.
it does happen from time to time. But I mean, guys who respect the sport and who are really in this, they're not out running their mouth about who they did what to in sparring.
is
It's
it no
sparring.
phones? Is it no phones?
Nah, we allow you to record. I actually want my guys to record so they can watch themselves and critique themselves. So we don't have a problem with that. But if we have certain individuals in there, for example, pros who are preparing for a fight, yeah, we'll have no phones. You saw what happened with Garcia's camp. So definitely got to be careful with that.
Okay, well, I want to piggyback off a true fight bookie style and ask you, what's your thoughts on the fight, of the Garcia and Tank fight? Did you actually get to bet on that fight, or did you just watch it?
Yeah, I didn't end up betting on it, but I was real tempted. As we got closer to the fight, I was more and more confident that Tank was going to be able to handle business. I just think he was right. Garcia's not technical enough. His IQ isn't as high, and I think a lot of that is because he hasn't been in there with the same guys that Tank has. His resume just isn't nearly on Tank's level. But what I don't understand is why Garcia came out so aggressive in the second round. First round, he looked pretty decent. When we got to the corner, Joe Goosen was telling him, "Yep, that's a good round. Let's repeat that in the second round." And Garcia come out, trying to take his head off in the second round. So, that just shows his lack of experience and IQ. Tank starts slow, so you shouldn't get a bunch of confidence off being a little effective in the first round. So yeah, I would have liked to see how the fight went if Garcia didn't, you know,
If you didn't
leave
miss
himself
some
open like
shots.
that in the second round. But I still think it was only a matter of time before Tank was gonna catch him, and he was gonna keep catching him. But yeah, man, Tank is different. Once he makes you pay, you start thinking different. You could see the whole body language of Garcia after he took that first shot.
Let
Took
me
all
ask
the
you something,
confidence out of him.
Coach. As a trainer, do you pay attention to who's training the fighters as much as you watch the fighters?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
you think Ghostman?
Yeah.
Who's like Gooseman or Calvin? Who you think was a better trainer?
So I couldn't hear what you said.
Gooseman or Calvin? Holding them on their own merit. Who you feel is a better trainer?
I mean, I believe that Calvin is a better trainer. Absolutely. But I mean, you can't disregard all the great boxers that Goosen has trained and developed over the years. But if I were a boxer picking my coach, I'll pick Calvin right now. And I was actually just talking to Calvin the other day, and I told him, man, you got to win Coach of the Year, man. You know, with what you're doing with Tank, he got to be up there for Coach of the Year, man. So just the way that he prepared Tank for that fight mentally, the confidence that he had coming into that fight, and the biggest fight of his career, that says a lot to Coach Calvin. Not only his ability to teach skills, but also to make sure your guys mentally prepared to step into a
How
fight like
important is
that.
the trainer fighter connection? How important is that?
It's everything. Chemistry is so key. I describe boxing as the guy who's stepping into the ring is the pilot, and your coach in the corner is a co-pilot. If you have a co-pilot and you have chemistry with him, why would you not use him? He's your eyes and he's your ears, and he knows you better than anybody else. So the chemistry is everything. If there's not chemistry between a boxer and a coach, the boxer's out there fighting off the strength of his own knowledge. So it's everything. I think it's the difference between a good fighter and a great fighter. It's extremely important. It's something, in our gym, I'm putting a lot of emphasis on every day. So,
The
yeah, good
corner
question.
chemistry is something that people don't allude. Can you allude to that? Not just the fighter corner, but the corner amongst themselves, a cohesive unit.
Yeah, absolutely. Being familiar with who you got in the corner is very important as a coach. I want to be only focused on the conversation that I'm having with my boxer. I want to be able to evaluate how he's feeling,
Bingo.
where his confidence is at. So I don't want to have to worry about giving him water or whatever else it may be. So yeah, the chemistry is extremely important. You want it to be like NASCAR when they changing the tires out. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. So absolutely. I think, you know, that confidence that a boxer can get when he gets to the corner, he gets fed the information that he needs, he gets cleaned up, and boom, he's ready to go right back in. Now, if you have a bad rest in between rounds, right? Boom, now your confidence is out the window going into the next round. So yeah, no, it's extremely important.
Let
And
me
that's
ask.
why
Let me ask this
Floyd kept
question.
talking. Remember,
Yeah,
Floyd kept
but
talking
let
to
me ask.
Tank.
That's why I wanted to ask that question next, because that was a good question you just asked him. And Ryan, I love your response to that, because when you saying you talking to your fighter in the corner, with Floyd Mayweather and Calvin, you see Floyd comes and talks over him sometimes, and I've had a big
yeah,
problem with that. I've had a big problem
me
with
too.
that. And from what you're saying, from your answer, it sounds like you would have a problem with that too. Correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
man. Absolutely. Well, if you look closely, I can't remember between which rounds it was, but Calvin was talking to Tank, and you can see Floyd run over, and Tank looks over at him and starts listening to him, and Calvin says, "Don't listen to Floyd, listen to me." All right, and he talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. Of course, Coach Calvin regards him as one of the greatest, but he hasn't been in camp with us every day. He hasn't gone through the ups and downs that we have. He doesn't know you like I do as your trainer. So I can
Mm.
see why he said that.
Yep.
And I'm a huge Floyd fan, man. I mean, I've always loved Floyd, but I do think that he's trying to steal a little bit of the spotlight from Tank, and he
Thank
wants
you.
to
Thank you.
he wants to be a
Thank
part
you.
of his
I've been
success.
saying
You
that.
see, he puts
He
all
is.
the chains on whenever Tank fights. He put
He's tough.
12
He's real
chains on,
gangster.
man.
Listen to him. That no,
So
Ryan, I agree
yeah.
100%. And I've been saying this. I said Floyd has never did this to the other 50 fighters that he had on his roster. He's never been
Mhm.
out there in the corner giving them corner point. He let those trainers train him. Now all of a sudden, when
Mhm.
Tank comes, who by the way, Adrian Broner gave to Floyd, he didn't discover him. It was Ohio who discovered Tank
Yep.
and gave him to
Yep.
Floyd. He's trying to take too much attention, and I said, Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, they never do this when they're professional. When they got fighters, they let the trainers
Mhm.
train. So you
Yep.
have to be professional. I hate hearing people try to give Floyd excuse because he's Floyd and he's the great. Yes, he's one, but he still has to be in line and know his position. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Okay, so Floyd's by Tank's side. Floyd's at
Facts.
the press conference dancing in the videos, like Suge Knight said about Puffy.
All in the
All in the
videos.
videos. But now let me say this: De La Hoya didn't show up.
Nah.
So where's the catch 22?
Mm.
Ryan was there by himself. Listen, from what I know Ryan. I've never seen Ryan not stand by his fighter. Win, lose, draw, you right there. You know what I mean? I go talk to the fighter, bumping the Ryan. They that close. And then Garcia's up there by himself. So what we rather have here?
I think I think it came down to De La Hoya being so embarrassed that he didn't want to hear Floyd say
Exactly.
anything to him in the
So
press
you leave him
conference.
alone.
He took no, he just made it personal. It wasn't about you. It
Right.
was about your fighter Ryan. and that's why he didn't show up because he made it more. He starts saying death threats, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, De La Hoya, just say you just didn't show up, man. Ain't nobody about to put their hands on you.
Right.
Right.
You should have got death. You should have got death threats when you had a fishnets on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Right, right. Okay, so just with them, those is two big names in boxing, which I appreciate them because they started the trend of big names fighting big names. But coming on May 22nd, we're getting two of the best fighting the best, which Haney and Loma. What's your predictions on that fight? Where do you see who you see being the victor? What do you see the outcome being?
Man, I gotta take Haney on that one.
Okay.
He's just been looking really sharp, and he's been showing that he can really control his opponent, and I can see him doing that with Loma. I don't see Loma being as effective with his angles as he would be against other guys because Haney's so sharp with his feet. Um, and I mean, he's in his prime right now, and I hate to say it, I love Loma, but he's a little bit past his prime. You know, his number of pro fights doesn't reflect how long he's been in this sport. I mean, 400 amateur fights, and he was fighting multiple times a week for a decade. Man, his body's a little worn down. He's never the same after that shoulder injury. I hate even saying this because I love Loma, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull it off. But I think he's just running into Haney at the wrong time. I think Haney's gonna outbox him.
Okay, if you had to put your money on it, where would it be? What round and what's the method of victory?
Decision. Yes, I think it'll go the distance, and I think Haney will win unanimous.
Safe bet.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Hmm
I got you.
I like it.
Okay, well, tell our followers and viewers a little bit more about you, where they could find you, and your socials and tags and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. And then thanks again for having me, on the show, guys. Much love. I really love what you guys
Absolutely.
So
support.
insightful, bro.
Appreciate
Excited to see where this goes. But yeah, Ryan Dickey, Coach Ryan Dickey, gyms in Columbus, Ohio. We train out of Self-Made Training Facility, which is over in Hilliard. We got 20 active amateurs on the team, a couple pros who are early in their career who are moving along quickly. And we just got a great family. Really, I think what separates us from other teams in the country is we're a tight knit family. Right, we hold each other accountable, we push each other, and we want the best out of each other. So that's what Rising Stars Boxing is as a team. But as a promotion, we just had our 8th show this past weekend. It was a tournament, which went really well. We had some beautiful belts for the winners, some great fights on the
Gorgeous
show.
belts, man.
So our goal as a promotion is to create opportunities for boxers to shine. I feel like there's so many great boxers out there who just don't ever get the spotlight on them. And if they did, that'd be the difference between being a household name and not. So, we specifically in our city of Columbus, Ohio, we're trying to shine a light on the best boxers, and we're trying to get that guy to the top of the pro so everybody can fly under his wing. So you can find me on Instagram, Ryan Dickey Boxing. We're real active on there. Shoot me a message on there, and I'll follow you back. But yeah, and we're also on Instagram, Rising Stars Boxing.
Ryan, can I ask you let me ask you a question real quick, Ryan.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
I recommend a lot of people in different gyms around the state. So I get that in my inbox daily almost. And people say, hey man, what gym you think I can go to? This and this and this and this. But do you have a lot of pressure because you're putting on shows? And I think you're doing a great job when it comes to Columbus and establishing these amateurs that we got. I think you're doing a great job. Is it a lot of pressure because it seems like your gym is getting bigger and you don't have that many coaches to keep up with the volume that's coming in? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, is it tough? Do you
Yeah.
have to cut some kids? Like, okay, you have a limit because I might say, hey, I want y'all two guys can go to Ryan, but I need to check in with you first because you might got so much volume. Do you have a limit?
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel the pressure because the last thing I want to do is let somebody down. Right.
Mm.
The last thing I want to do is fail to help somebody reach the goal that they've set out in front of themselves. So I have gotten to the point where I do have to be selective about who I bring on. And I'm actively working to be able to expand the team. I've tried to get an assistant coach for a while now. I got a couple guys in the gym who are help developing, and a couple of guys who have been, on the team for a long time, who, I don't think they'll make the transition to the pros, but they're going to be great teachers and developers. And so, and I don't even train any youth boxers right now, which has been bothering me for a very long time. Has to do with the facility that we're in. So, yeah, definitely feel the pressure of not being able to help as many people that need the help. And that's something that we're working towards every day. But yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I have a pretty extensive conversation with guys who approach me and say, hey, I want you to train me. It has to do with, okay, what are you looking to do? What kind of commitment can you make? And then for anybody who joins the team, I have them sign what we call the RSB covenant, which is basically, I won't call it rules, but it's a list of commitments that you're going to make as a participant of the team. And if you're failing to meet any of those any of those commitments, then you can no longer be on the team. So sometimes people will see themselves off a team, unfortunately. But that's just
That's good.
that's how we implement accountability. Because like they say, you don't play boxing. So if you're missing practice, man, I can't work with that. So
So I hope everybody pay attention to what he just said, because that shows it's not a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just take you for your money. He took you for your commitment, your desire, and your want to, man. And I think that's huge, man. One of the things I noticed about your show is you treat everyone fairly. No one felt like they was being superstar, though I was, quote unquote, the B side. Man, you shook hands, you kissed babies. I love the way your gym came out with everyone together. I
thank
have real admiration for that, man, and I want people. I really want people to pay attention to it. This is a show, and he has shows that you should strive to be on.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you should strive to be on these shows, these Rising Star Boxing shows. They're quality shows, they're fair shows. He's not cutting corners. He didn't give y'all a bunch of punk ass medals and some tissue. He really gave y'all belts, and I really commend him for that, because Columbus does, and sometimes Ohio cannibalizes itself when it comes to boxing, man. So we commend you for that, man. And
thank you,
we don't
thank you.
harass you and send a lot of guys your way. Turn them away if they don't make the cut. Then
Yeah,
they can go to Planet Fitness.
Ron, no, I got his back 100%, man. I think he gets some hate from people just because he's doing the right thing, and some of these other guys is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that's
Right.
sometimes where hate comes in, when we all is just supposed to be united and learning from one another. So, but shout out, you being an example, man, as a head coach down here in Columbus. I'm proud of
Greatest Ohio boxer of all time, Ryan.
Man,
you.
Greatest to go to Ohio. Come on, man. End it with a half court shot.
That's funny.
I can't even answer that today, man. Y'all will give me a pass. Let me have the pass today, man.
Absolutely.
Let's revisit that one next time.
Hey, Ron, did you talk to
Absolutely.
PJ, man? Did you talk to PJ? Did you get in touch with him?
Yeah, I hollered at him. I'm waiting to hear back from him. I'm
Okay,
gonna give him a call again tomorrow.
sweet, sweet. Hey, I want to
Yes,
be
sir.
there, man. I want to be there. I'm definitely gonna be there with y'all when that take place.
Yeah, most definitely. We shooting for next weekend, so I'm gonna get in touch with them and I'll let you know. But yeah, no, I appreciate the connection on that. We would love that. We would love the sparring, man. We
You
would
said
love to
you
get
May
together with
13th, right? Coaching up some shit, right?
Yes, sir. May 13th in Columbus. Come alive.
Absolutely, man.
Let
I
him know.
appreciate you tapping in with us, man.
Yes,
My it's deeper than this podcast, man. Every time I reached out to you, you've always had my back. You always been there, and I can't thank you enough for all of you done, man. And like I said, thank you for tapping in, man. Thank you for being a part of the Fight Bookies.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I mean, we all a family. If we're trying to push boxing forward, we got to work together. So, I'm with you on that. I appreciate y'all, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Yes,
Absolutely,
sir.
man. You
All right,
take it
man.
easy, man.
Yep, y'all take care. Thank you.
All right,
All
peace.
right, peace.
All right.
That was a great interview, man. He's always a well-spoken guy, man. I always appreciate
Yeah, man.
how I appreciate his approach to boxing. You know what I mean? I love that he does that, man. He's a
Yeah,
great
he
guy.
does. He does. Me and you talked about it, man. He does what a lot of people should be doing, man. It's which why I think he receives a lot of backlash, man, because a lot of people don't have the balls to actually do what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He
Facts.
does it, man,
Well said.
and he keeps
And he
his
has a
moralities first, man. You go a long way when you say solid what you say you're gonna do, man. A lot of people can't do that. They want to do it, but it's different. It's a different beast when you go out there and tackle that monster. So I commend him, man. I commend his team. You know, I commend people who's actually doing it, man. Like us, man. We said we was gonna start this Fight Bookie podcast, man. A couple months ago, we started, talked about it for about a month, and now look at us.
Here.
Look, Mom on TV.
Look at me.
Mom, I'm on TV.
Well, shoot, man, this was a great episode.
For sure.
A great episode. You know, we started a little late. You know, it was a few technical
real.
difficulties, but
For real.
at the same time, man, ain't nothing gonna come easy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said,
Well, we talking about May 13th before you escape so easy, man. You got some promotion, you got some fighters going on in May 13th.
oh,
man.
absolutely, man. You know, listen, I push everything. I push everything Columbus. I push everything Ohio. I push everything boxing, man. I push people who want to push themselves. So May 13th, man, Chef Hero fight, boxing pro debut.
It's going down.
You know what I mean? We got KJ, Keyshawn Jenkins. You know, we got Jalen Hill. He's fighting Armand from Cleveland.
Who you picking in that fight? Am I putting you on the spot
Nah,
here?
don't do that. Don't do that. Man, I'm gonna go with Hill. I'm gonna go with Hill. You wanna know why?
Hey,
I feel like this is his first time fighting in Columbus. He has to prove himself, man. When you put on pressure like that, it's a different type of pressure when you know people are watching, but you don't see them.
hey, Armand.
When you looking around the room and everybody,
Armand's uphill battle, baby. Let's go, Jalen.
man, that's what I'm
It's
saying,
uphill
man.
battle. Let's
I'm a
go,
root
Jay.
for the home team every time,
Yeah.
man.
That's good.
What about you, Alex?
Totally emotional.
Well,
Let's go, Jay.
We got the main event for May 13th. Kimberly
Yeah.
is Jalen Hill
Mm-hmm.
and Armand. What's his name?
Richards.
Richards. That's right.
Got a Cleveland.
Out of
Okay.
Cleveland. He was a guest on our show.
All right.
It's a tough. It's gonna be a tough
I
fight.
seen
By
one of them
no
fight. I ain't seen
means-
the other one
By
fight.
no means
Okay.
is this kid not nice. He's by no means Armand a bum. Like,
Mm-mm.
make that clear.
All right.
This pick of me
7-0.
saying it's uphill battle, me saying Jalen is totally me just biasly picking someone I know
Right.
a little
right,
more
right.
personally. I'm not taking nothing from Armand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll
But
go with the
let's
home
listen.
team.
It's
There
uphill.
we go.
It's uphill
There
battle.
we go.
We're gonna rock with Jay Hill. We're gonna show and prove. You know what I mean? Either gonna, you're not gonna disappoint me. I hope not. You know what I mean? I hope they have some good food there.
Yeah, we got some good food here.
They got some
Hey.
We
good
had
food.
Chef
They got
Hyro.
some
Shout
good
out to
food
Chef
there.
Hyro. He fighting
Chef
too.
Hyro.
I'm
Fight
going with
Chef
my boy.
Hyro, man. We got a nice amount of we got a
Hey,
nice
hey,
amount of
you
Columbus
think-
fighters on this
You
next
think-
card,
you think Chef
man.
gonna give us a discount since we film here?
Man.
No, man. It was worth a try.
I think I got stock as
You got
much as I
stock in
spent.
there?
I
Yes,
got some
some
Hyro
stock.
bucks, some Hyro
Hyro
points.
bucks.
Yeah.
Hey, I get some Hyro bucks. I got some Hyro bucks I need to spend, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Alright.
Come patronize the establishment really fast, man.
Absolutely.
I want to say one thing before all the gyms that's tuning in. This podcast is mobile. We'll show up. We can definitely broadcast from your gym. You want a training session. You want us to film your training session. You want to interview. You want to promote your brand. We can do that. We have a lot of great videographers, editors, and again, we are mobile, and I want y'all to take advantage of that. You invest in things that you have value in, right? You invest in Apple because it has value, right? So you should invest in yourself. You would have self-value, value yourself. So give us a call, get in one of our inbox. We'll show up, man. We'll film you. We'll give you an interview. We'll let you really let us know how you wants boxing. We're looking to catch that kid in the beginning. When you start now, you know what I mean? The next champ that comes from here, because regardless of what they say, right? Ohio's definitely top 10 in boxing.
Absolutely, man.
The state is top. The state is
We
top,
top
what?
2 and we ain't number 2.
The state
Ohio.
without question is top 10. The cities, we can go on and on about that without question.
I think.
you wanna say? Go
Oh,
ahead.
no, not to cut you off. I just think
We better than Detroit?
statistics. No. I just think if you look at the statistic history wise, I mean, even with the Olympics, we tied with California with the most Olympics since 1905. And look at California, and then you can look at Ohio. But it's a lot of statistics. Detroit is definitely up there too when you talk about the top 10 and stuff like that. But
That's a city. You're talking about the state.
oh yeah, you said it right. But just Michigan, period.
Yeah.
They got some great boxers. But Ohio definitely from our history. I mean, we go all the way back to Jack Johnson, and the best fight, the biggest fight of his career was against Jeffries,
Right.
who was from Ohio.
Listen, I have no, you know what I'm saying? I say unbiasedly because I'm not a native. You know what I'm saying? I tell every time I'm Ohio State I'm a New York Buckeye. That's how I describe myself. So I'm saying unbiasedly, man. It's a lot of talent here.
Out of
man.
love, man.
We want to show what it is, man. But again, get in the inbox, man. Pat, don't inbox me. Inbox Flight. She ain't answer that shit. You know what I mean? Send me pictures of your food, which I'm making for dinner. More like to get my attention. But yeah, we're mobile. We'll be there. We'll show up, man. You know what I mean? Again, we're not free. You have to put gas in the car and the food in our refrigerator. But it's an opportunity for you to blow. You know what I mean? And get your name out there. Again, man, we can hire Runs Boxing right next to me. I harass him. I call him. Then you'll have that opportunity yourselves, man. Thank y'all for suffering my monologue, man.
With that being said, the Fight Bookies
Catch y'all next week.
next week.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yep.
Way to step
All
in.
right.
All right, peace.
Peace.